gentlemen, you are welcome to N10M. Today we are going to be discussing how to invest or grow 10 million naira in 2 to 3 years. Okay, I happened to be in a laundromat recently and a friend of mine just asked me, so if someone just randomly gave you 10 million and said return is in 2 to 3 years, what would you do with the money? And you have to ensure that the money comes back in one place. And for some reason, 5 ideas popped right in my head and I decided to share it with you. I hope you enjoy it. Or I hope it makes sense to you. Now, let me explain the scenario. I am a Nigerian woman. I am a millennial. Statistics say that women have a lower risk, take on lower risk investments. And though the way we tend to invest is different, that's we women, depending on the generation. So what that means is that the Gen Zs and maybe Gen X, that's millennials around there, okay, Gen X and Gen Z maybe would likely look at investment differently compared to the way we millennials will look at it. That will also affect even like kids now, people that are like 10 years, when they grow older and they have opportunity to invest, the way they will invest will also be different. Hope that makes any sense. Okay, so just remember that while I'm giving you these options. Okay, so option number 1, FGN bonds. FGN bonds is something I discovered in 2020 during COVID. You know, during COVID, when you sit at home, you sit down and start doing research and start reading stuff. And then I found stuff like FGN bonds. Simply put, FGN bonds is the federal government of Nigeria bonds. Another very simple way of explaining what FGN bonds are is you're borrowing money to the country. You're giving money to the country and telling the country, you know what, use my money, grow the country, do what you need to do, and just give me my interest when it comes. That's one of the easiest way to do it. Nigeria has one of the higher interests and turnover rates when it comes to bonds compared to most African countries. So the way it works is that you go to your bank and tell them you'd like to buy bonds. So if I have 10 million naira, I would go to this bank and I will say, I'd like to buy bonds for 10 million naira, please. And then I get my bonds. So what happens is that after this money has been given I've used it to buy the bonds, every year I will get a certain amount of percentage on that particular money. This percentage can be as much as 16%. Yes, so up to 16% can be given to me every year based on that 10 million naira. 16% of 10 million is, I don't know, is almost 2 million. So 2 million every year will come to me because of the 10 million. I can use that and do anything I want. I can use that and pay my rents, pay school fees, or even invest it in another business that I want. My 10 million is still in place. Do you understand? And I get this every year, and then by the 3rd year, when the time elapses, you will get another form of interest in addition to the 10 million. That can also be up to 16%. So what that means is that in a whole, just dropping money somewhere, being smart enough to find exactly where to put this money, dropping it somewhere, I can make as much as, let's say, 8 million, give or take, just by having, and the money will still be in place. Does that make any sense? Okay. I found during my research in 2020 that banks like Standard Chartered actually has one of the easiest ways to buy. If you have their app, you can go to bonds and you can buy what is available. Before I continue, I have to say, don't forget to do your research, okay? Don't say some girl on YouTube told you to go and buy bonds and you just went and bought bonds without. Do your research, okay? Go to the bank, do as much research as you need. Remember, it is your money and it needs to be taken care of, okay? So number 2, I would do like a fixed deposit type thing, but in a fixed term company. The one that I know and I've used over a period of time is PiggyVest. PiggyVest has a okay. If you don't know what PiggyVest is, first of all, PiggyVest is a financial tech company, financial technology company, right? So you can download the app, and then there's let's say a package or a thing there called the Safe Lock. The Safe Lock is something that makes you to leave money somewhere without touching it for a very long time. And for having that money there, you are given a certain percentage. The longer you keep it, the higher the percentage. Now, Mind you, you have to say from the beginning, this is how long I would like this money to be locked safely. Do you understand? But nobody can touch it. The beauty of this is that you get your percentage up front. Do you understand? Again, I'm going to place in the screen how much this thing is, how much the interest is that you will get. But you will get this interest instantly. So let's say you put 10 million for 3 years, or I think they do 2 years and above. I don't think they do 3 years. For 2 years and above, and you get, let's say, 20%. 20% of 10 million is 2 million. That's a lot of money. Now with this 2 million, again, you can use it and buy something you need to buy, pay some of your major bills, invest it in a business. The 10 million is still in place. Then after 3 years is done, you take the 10 million and give it back to whoever it is that gave it to you and say, thank you very much, God bless you. And then you go. Again, do your research. There are also different popular fintech companies. The day I talked about this to my friend, he mentioned, but what about OPay? And I was like, I don't know OPay. You know, some people say that OPay has a higher interest. I did some research on that and I noticed that they do. So again, do your research. There's Kuda, there are several reliable fintech companies that are like that you can do things like that with. But me, I choose PiggyVest because this is what I know. You know, it's something about when you're, remember, I'm a woman, it's something about when you're comfortable with something, okay? Yeah, so that's number 2. Okay, so in number 3, we're going to talk about business. Let's talk about business, baby. Oh my God, that's so old school. Okay, so we're going to talk about business. Business that I would get into if someone gave me 10 million naira to return in 3 years. Business number 1 would be hair. Look, in Nigeria, we have this obsession with hair. And interestingly, it's going to men too, where I'm finding men that are wearing wigs. Yes. Oh my God, I feel like when, because I mean, for women, right, some of us bald, some of us go gray, but we can go for decades without people knowing because we have things that we can use and cover our hair. We can wear our wigs, we can even wear braids. Do you understand? All those things are hair things, right? Men don't have that option, or men didn't have that option. But now there's something called, I think it's called a scalp treat, right? So it's like you wear something that is not the toupee, not the typical toupee that is anyhow. So it's like a scalp treat. They do a glue thing on the guy's head. So it's like any form of balding that is there blends. Do you understand? It melts and you don't see it anymore. Imagine that. So anyway, in Nigeria, we are very big with hair. Personally, if I was going to do hair, I would do 3, for women, I would do 3 major classes. I would do like the very high end, like the luxurious, bougie type of hair. Do you understand? Like all those ones that one hair is like 1.2M. I would do that. That would be like those ones that like they call that one the human hair, like premium human hair. I would do that. Then I would do premium synthetic hair. Okay. Premium synthetic hair, see, what I love about premium synthetic hair is that premium synthetic hair doesn't require a lot of work to put on. Do you understand? You don't have to do the curling, you don't have to, the hair is already like the style you get. And there's something about when somebody looks at a box and they see a style, and that style is, once they put it on, it's exactly the same thing. High quality synthetic hair will give you those things. Ship those in from outside the country and put them and sell it for people. And he puts it on their hair, it's going to work. So that's the second one. Third one is I'm going to do the blends. The blends are usually for people that would like to get human hair, right? But they cannot afford the 1.2. So there's, of course, there's a range to it. There's some that are like 200K, there's some that are like 70K, some are even like 40K. You get, so those ones, so that one I feel like will have even a wider range. However, somewhere in my mind, I don't think I would spend an entire 10 million on human hair. I don't know why it doesn't, like the whole, I don't know, it just doesn't, in my head it doesn't compute. Maybe I'm a small thinker, who knows. But the whole idea of spending an entire 10 million to go and buy hair from, I don't know, China or wherever, it just, I don't know, it doesn't sound very feasible. I don't know, what do you think? But when I was talking to my friend about this, he actually told me, okay, what if what if he puts the money in the bonds, and then the first payment that he gets from the annual pay from the FGM bonds, he uses that to do the hair. And I was like, you see why I like men? And the way men just they think, their mind just didn't, and just like that. So like, imagine if you put the money, let's say in PiggyVest, right, and you take 2M out. So it's like once you've gotten that 2M, you use it and go and do your hair business. So it's like you're growing and regrowing. The 10 million is still in place. Waboo. Anyway, fourth one is I would actually still put the men's hair hair. I feel like that it's a big market, that big hair. You understand? It's like women buy multiple whatevers of hair. And when it comes to like hair color and versatility, the things like premium hair goes a long way to help. So that is number 3. Okay, so before we continue number 4, I have to put some disclaimers because I'm questioning myself. I don't know why I came up with these things instantly, but that was just how it came to my mind. Again, we're still talking of business, but I just have to warn you that at this point it starts becoming ethically questionable. Because for me, I believe that money, the amount of money you can make is greatly determined by how well you're able to sleep at night for the things that you do to make that money. That's so money they take be sometimes. So the cleaner your conscience is when you do when you make money, the better. Okay, so number 4 is betting. Betting is according to, I've forgotten what's this thing I read the other day, the data that I read, 4 in every 10 Nigerians, young people in Nigeria, that's between the age of I think 20 and 35, gambles heavily. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go and gamble away 10 million naira. I did not say that, okay? But it's the same. I think it was in Las Vegas. One of the owners of Las Vegas once said that the people who make money from gambling is never the people that actually gamble. It's the people that set up the gambling structure. Those are the real winners of any form of gamble. So, with 10 million naira, you can actually set up a structure. There are lots of already existing ones. Several names. I'm sure if you drive around Nigeria right now, you'll see different betting places and all that. You can set up one, get a license, and set up one. It's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. Betting. Oh my God, it's a lot of money you get. As long as you don't start, I don't know, taking your own. If you don't, as long as you don't start betting yourself, you make a lot of money. Now, of course, there are downsides to it. Again, I talked about the ethical parts. You're talking about there's addiction of all sorts. Betting is an addiction on its own. So you're going to have to deal with people being addicted to this thing that you provided. People are going to sell parts of themselves. The people are going to sacrifice their school fees for their kids and house rents to bet, and they will lose it, and you'll watch them do it. Can you sleep with yourself when you're done? So that's it with betting. If you can get a license, set up one. There are different entry points. You can actually just set up a small space and have all the betting companies that already exist. Be like what they call them now. Be like a franchise points. So they can all come and bet through you, or you can set up one for yourself and become one of the competition. But see, no matter what happens, no matter how it happens, you are going to make more money, way more money. As in, I tend to believe that in a year or a year and a half, you're going to make over 3 times that 10 million. You're going to have about 30 million on your this thing, enough to give the person back their 10 million and enough to do your thing. You understand? There's a lot of discipline and so that's number 4. Number 5, again, I don't know why this came to my mind. And that is bleaching cream. Yo, a Proco doctor once said that, I don't know if I believe him, but he's saying that it is said that 70% of Nigerians bleach. I think it's an exaggerated number. I don't think we're that many that bleach. However, if you think to yourself, there are 3 to 4 people that you know of that skin bleach. If it's not your auntie, if it's not your niece, if there's somebody that you know, one lady that sells something down the street, a family friend of a friend, there's somebody that bleaches. The skin bleach company is insane. It's insane, but it's a lot of money. Again, so you have to decide if it's something that you're willing to live with, because it comes with a lot of health problems. But Nigerians don't seem to listen. We're not listening. The need is an emotional, it's an emotional sell, it's an emotional buy. The emotions are so strong when it comes to the idea of wanting to be lightened that we don't care the issues that it come with. So people are going to spend their money doing it anyway. You have to just decide whether you have no problem with it coming to you. There are different ways you can do it. Go to NAFDAC, get a number, and sell it as something. Tell people that this is the cream that one of their beautiful celebrities have beautiful skin uses, and pow, money comes your way. I tend to believe that if you package the skin bleach well, in very short months, you're going to make over 10 million naira in profits. It's a very scary business, that one. Okay, so that's it. Those are 5 things that I would do if I was given 10 million naira, or I could consider do. I don't know how to put this in English, so it doesn't sound like I'm actually endorsing stuff, but those are 5 ideas that you could have or use if you were given 10 million naira to be able to invest and grow in 2 to 3 years. So what do you think? Do you agree or do you disagree? I'd like to hear from you. If you haven't already, subscribe, okay, and like, so that more people can get to watch this video. I think it's great that when opportunity comes, you are prepared. You say that opportunity and preparation coming together is equal to success. So you don't want something to come to you and you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? So that's where this comes in. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.